Regardless of whether fans liked or hated the game, Donkey Kong 64 should never have been the last true 3D DK game that they got. The last two 2D games from Retro were brilliant. They showcased that the Kongs can still go head-to-head with Mario in terms of platforming. If the focus is only on Donkey Kong, then the moves, enemies, and world would be distinct enough from Mario's to add a new experience, but still include a sense of wonder and tight controls. Coming to the new and upgraded Nintendo Switch console, this would be the perfect time to reintroduce Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D with an exciting adventure in 3D. The Wii U was home to a few amazing games such as Xenoblade Chronicles X. However, the title was quite underappreciated solely due to the console on which it was released. Rebuilding the game on more powerful hardware could be a boon. It could carry the original version while loading it with significant improvements, giving fans and new audiences a chance to experience the game in a more refined state. The majority of the crowd probably expected to play it on the Switch, but the new Nintendo Switch 2 would do it more justice. Currently exclusive to PC, developers have declared that Hades 2 will soon be available on other consoles after its early access period. However, the team at Supergiant Games also stated that they could not confirm which consoles these would be. This gave fans the idea that it may be available on the Switch in the future. Or maybe the aim is to have it debut with the Switch 2. It would be a thrilling release. Compared to its predecessor, the sequel is a little more visually exhaustive, so maybe the existing Switch would not be able to run the game as smoothly as the Switch 2 could. Yooka-Replaylee is the remastered version of the game Yooka-Laylee, and according to recent news, it has the potential to be a launch title for the Switch 2. In the latest trailer for the game, there's a subtle hint backing up this rumor. The list of platforms includes the generic Nintendo logo instead of the current Switch logo, possibly suggesting that it could be a placeholder for the upcoming console. Moreover, Playtonic Games, the developer behind the Yooka-Laylee series, joked about it on X Twitter by saying that the remaster is for the new Nintendo alarm clock. With the Nintendo Switch successor's reveal likely coming within months, Yooka-Replaylee may just be one of the first titles to be launched. My Time at Evershine is looking like it could be a strong candidate for Nintendo Switch 2's launch lineup, given that it has been confirmed that the game is being developed for future Nintendo platforms. Although there's not a lot known about the specifics of the much-awaited console, the game's release for next-gen systems such as the Switch 2 could be favorable for Nintendo to enhance its lineup with a crowd-pleasing title. Additionally, since Nintendo is known to appeal to a family-friendly market, the delightful blend of adventure and life simulation in this game, much like what was seen in My Time at Porsche, is a great choice. Currently, there's no official confirmation that this game will be a launch title, but the confirmed development makes it a likely Switch 2 release. Defining the quintessence of Nintendo gaming, The Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild is to date the best-selling Zelda game in the series. While fans love and cherish the game as it is, there is a chance that they could get a remastered edition with new downloadable content on Nintendo's next console. Apart from that, it is likely that players will also get quicker load times and a higher resolution, thus giving the game a great value proposition. Plus, Nintendo Switch 2 leaks claim that this title has reportedly been showcased by Nintendo as a demo on the Switch 2 and is capable of running at 4K 60 FPS and supports NVIDIA DLSS. Die-hard fans are eager to see it come to fruition. Pokémon Legends. ZA is one of the most anticipated titles reportedly set to launch alongside the new Switch console in 2025. Data that was leaked from the recent infamous Terra leak suggested that Game Freak is targeting a dual release for both the current Nintendo Switch and the Switch 2, with connections to the awaited successor, which has been codenamed Ounce. Expected to be very similar to Pokémon Legends, Arceus, the new game will retain similar themes while also introducing compelling new elements to the franchise. Fans are already excited and can't stop talking about the potential gameplay details. Due to Nintendo and Capcom's partnership, the Monster Hunter series has seen exponential growth in recent years. Capcom has witnessed fantastic success with Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch, and if the rumor regarding the expected performance of the Switch 2 is to be believed, it looks perfectly practical that Monster Hunter Wilds could run on it as well. The game has been scheduled to go live sometime in 2025 and has just been announced for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X Vertical Bar S. Once the Switch 2's hardware is completely revealed, Nintendo's next console could easily be included in this list. Fans are hoping this happens as the new title looks remarkable. Popular Nintendo Switch 2 news that emerged online was that a new Animal Crossing game was being developed. A release in 2026 was suggested, which indicates that the game would be released 6 years after New Horizons. Nintendo could be delaying the release purposefully to launch it on Switch 2, which could potentially give it technological improvements, thus enhancing the hardware and taking the Animal Crossing series to the next level. Also, this game on the Switch 2 has the prospect of becoming the first MMO in the series based on the new console's capability. Rather than becoming a full-blown MMO, the Switch 2 could also introduce MMO-like elements to the game, allowing for more powerful multiplayer gameplay and social experiences. Currently, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the most successful racing video game of all time. After it was released in 2017 on the Switch, a massive number of copies were sold by Nintendo. This game has done it with 132.46 million Switches being sold, translating to 1 in 2 Nintendo Switch owners also owning the game, and that is an excellent attach rate. This data proves that a new Mario Kart game is the perfect launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2. Also, its impressive success and the constant support that it has received have kept the game relevant. After almost 10 years, it is understandable why a new Mario Kart game may debut with the Switch 2. One of the first games that was announced for the Nintendo Switch, Metroid Prime 4, initially appeared on E3 2017 as a logo. After that, in 2019, there was an update that it was still in development but needed to be retooled from the ground up. There is no doubt that Prime 4 will be available on the Switch and it will look great based on Metroid Prime Remastered. However, fans believe that this game deserves to shine on the best hardware possible. Already, Metroid Prime games appear more photorealistic and come with enhanced visual effect. An upgrade in power could allow Nintendo to deliver exceptionally. Moreover, releasing an edition on the most renowned console on the market, as well as launching a spruced-up version on its successor, is a great way to make sure players on both platforms are hooked. A sequel to Super Mario Odyssey seems inevitable considering how well it performed. It is also be a likely launch title for the Switch 2, since it could certainly boost sales for fans who enjoyed the original. The sequel will bring creative levels to the table, and on the new console, the graphics will be outstanding. The basic gameplay will probably stay consistent with the previous entry, and the return of some of the beloved characters from past Mario titles can be expected. There will likely be a return of powering up the Odyssey with power moons, considering its popularity in the first game. Nintendo has yet to announce the arrival of Luigi's Mansion 4, but rumors have created buzz online that the game is set to be released on Switch 2. Fans have their fingers crossed, hoping this could be a reality soon. If the rumor is, in fact, true, and the game is appearing as expected on Nintendo's next console, it is likely that it won't run on the current Switch. It would be the most expensive and biggest game this studio has ever created, and apart from immaculate visuals and animation, the game would most probably be double the size of Luigi's Mansion 3.